Okay, a quick look of my year in cubing. I first got the Chi Warrior. Decent cube, non-magnetic. I ended up UV coating it. It's pretty sweet now. Yeah, this is actually a great cube. I still use it. I still play with it. I take this with me anytime I don't want to take a nice cube and risk losing it or getting it broken or dirty or anything. But yeah, great cube, great to start with. I also bought the Chiwan S2, which was pretty much the 4x4 version at the time. They both have the kind of more like pastel-y Easter colors, but that one also got UV coated. Great cubes. This one started really my love for bigger cubes. I know 4x4s aren't technically big cubes, I guess, but just in that direction. Then I got the 356M, which was my first magnetic cube. This thing blew my mind just because it felt so smooth. When those magnets would click for the first time, I was just like, wow, this thing's great. Again, I'm older. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so I had the original Rubik's Cubes, and you know, no one could ever solve them. They were always sitting on someone's shelf somewhere in the corner of their room, and people would peel the stickers off, and you know, you've heard all the stories, but yeah, no one ever could solve them, and they turned like trash. So when I felt this, I just thought this was heavenly. So immediately then I thought GAN was just the only way to go, of course. I don't know if you noticed too, this one I UV coated. This came out great. This is definitely not. It's funny, they just released the UV coated maglev version of this cube after all this time, and I just think it's hilarious that I happen to UV coat my own, and now I don't need yours, GAN, which I'm sure is at a markup. But anyways, I got the 251 Leap. That was what I thought was the best at the time. I UV coated this one as well. Came out really nice. Sorry, my fingerprints are all over it, but didn't do the proper prep for this. But yeah, this cube is great. It's still one of the best 2x2s in my opinion. I've tried a few and I really like this. I really want to get some MGC 2x2s. I feel like theirs turn really nice also. I like kind of lower magnet strength also on my 2x2. They just are so simple to fall into place. I don't feel like they need quite such strong magnets, but that's a whole different thing. The GAN 460M was my first, you know, nice magnetic 4x4, and this was boo. This was no good. This was, you know, at the time I loved it. It was my first cube. It was, you know, I thought it was the cat's pajamas. It was just amazing, and I mean, it turns. I've heard someone else say this before. The outer layers turn great, inner layers not so much, and it just, I don't know. As soon as you try a nicer or different 4x4, you realize that one's not the best. It's not bad, but it's not the best. I guess I could say it is bad. Then I got the GAN 13 and the Tornado V3 Pioneer. These were both like my first maglev, so I took a big step up from, you know, the just magnetic spring cube to the maglev, you know, corner magnetization, corner to core magnetization. So these were really a big step up, especially in price. But yeah, but I really enjoyed those, still do. These are part of my main collection. I rotate between this, and these two, which I'll get to. These I just did a video about, the YS3M and the WRM V9 Special Edition. So yeah, then I got the GAN Mini M Pro, which was essentially the GAN 11M Pro, but shrunk down to the 53mm size. I love this cube. This is like, I can't believe I let this out as one of my mains. This is actually probably my favorite cube I have, what I get the fastest times on. I'm one of those people who have really big hands actually, but prefer a small cube. I heard Sean from Speedcube Review before say that he thinks it's because he's a musician and has to play such small increments on his fingers and scales and everything, and I could imagine that being true because I'm a musician as well, and I could see that. So Maybe that's a thing, but anyways, yeah, I really prefer this cube. It turns so well. It's more reasonably priced than a lot of GAN cubes, even though it's still probably like $50 or $60. I'd have to check what the current price is. Yeah, it wasn't cheap. One thing I will point out that I did really like that I got was this, the YJ Jisoo 4x4. I think the 5x5 is the Zhilong, or is that the 3x3? I don't know, I don't have that one, so I don't know. But this is a 56 millimeter 4x4. I love this thing. It's like $17 or something. It's really cheap, right along with YJ's pricing, and this thing is great. It's got glossy plastic, somewhere in between, you know, UV and matte, which I really like the glossy. And yeah, this thing is just, it performs great. It feels a little, you know, dry and you know, not so great out of the box, but as soon as you put a little lube in there, this thing just, I get great times with that thing. Again, it's a little bit smaller puzzle, but I love it. And then like I said, I got the whole Moyu pretty much kit with the 4x4 and 5x5, the MGC 4x4 and 5x5, and then the Mofeng Jiaoxi 5x5, which is really one of my favorites. This thing I think I got for $8 when I first wanted to get into bigger cubes, and it's just surprised the heck out of me. This thing, it's on the smaller side. Not many, it's been a theme I guess through this video. I really like smaller cubes. I'm actually even considering getting the Guhong 54 millimeter, just because it's 54 millimeters. It sounds really nice. There's a few other cubes out there like that I'm considering, but I don't know if they're gonna top the GAN, so I'm just kind of pumping the brakes a little bit. But back to this one, I didn't realize how nice and small it was until, because this was my first 5x5, until I got other cubes. And I realized, wow, this thing is nice and small and compact. It turns really well. The magnets are just strong enough. They're not overly strong. They're not like clicky or anything. And it's one of the best feeling puzzles in your hand. It's just the standard Meilong M 5x5. You know, it's just like the $8 one or whatever. But again, this is one of my favorites. I highly recommend it. I'm very much considering getting the 4x4 version, which is probably only also like $8, but they just feel so nice. The only problem is this is, I think it's like 60 millimeters as a 5x5, and that's what most 4x4s are sized at. So I thought it was a little weird that their 4x4 is 59 millimeters. I wish that 4x4 was a little bit smaller. That would have made a little more sense to me, to have the increment go down a little more, from 60 to maybe 58 or 57 or something, just slightly bigger. You know, because if they're doing a 4x4 at 56, then I think they could have easily done a 57 millimeter 4x4 to go right in line with this, and then go down to a 55 millimeter 3x3. That would be, I think, the ideal situation for me, but it's been hard to find that. Yeah, so anyways, so that's why I really like this mini, because again, there's not many around that size. And same with this, there's not really many 60 millimeter 5x5s. I would love, if you guys know any more, please leave them in the comments. It's what I said on my last video. I'm very new to this, so I only know the cubes that, you know, I've done research and bought and whatnot, and I know there's so much more out there than what I have and what I've, have to the knowledge I have. So please, if you have anything to share, let me know your favorite cubes, whatever size. I'm getting into Skewb, Megaminx, pyraminx. This is actually, I found in my house when I moved here, and that's what got me cubing. So yeah, just let me know anything. I'm always happy to learn, and I'm always happy to be taught, from anyone that's out there that's got something to teach me. So yeah, just leave some comments and let me know your favorite cubes, and if you can, let me know why, because I will definitely check them out. But that's been, again, my year in cubing. Oh, almost forgot, sorry. Then the YS3M Ball Core UV and the WRM V9 Special Edition. But like I said, I did a whole video on these, so people are probably sick of me talking about them. But yeah, these were my most recent additions, and I'm really liking them. I like Moyu in general. I'm just very overwhelmed by their selection, which I'm sure everyone is saying by now. But yeah, once I get a little better handle on their inventory, what they have going on, I'll have more videos and more content and whatnot. But I think that's all I have for these for now. So yeah, even if you have that, if you have more information on Moyu cubes, past, present, in the future or anything, let me know. I love comments. I love reading them. I love to learn. So yeah, anything you have to share, please share it. And you guys all have a beautiful night. Peace. One last look. And yeah, anything that I got that was matte plastic, I've UV coated. They came out really nice. I have tons of videos on that if you guys ever want to check it out. DIY UV coating is a good example. If I get my fingerprints off there. There you go. Yeah, it comes out really nice. I have a brand and everything that I recommend. I definitely don't get any kickbacks or anything. This is just personal recommendation off of a past experience. So yeah, if you guys have anything, information or questions, please leave them below. Like and subscribe too. I always forget to say that because I'm very new at this, but peace everyone. Hello. Okay, so real quick, I kind of glanced over one of the things that's in the title that I meant to talk about, and that's the quote-unquote origin story of my tubing background here. And it truly did start with this pyraminx, which I found. I moved into this house. It's a Meffert's pyraminx, by the way, which by the looks, if you look at the red side, someone really used this thing. I mean, it's right where your fingers would be. So I'm guessing someone was really into this, but it was left behind. And when I moved in, it was just sitting there, and I played with this thing, and it just kind of sparked my interest. And yeah, it's just run away like crazy from there. But that's the origin story, is that a lost pyraminx definitely kind of showed me the way. So we found each other. But yeah, one last little point I wanted to add is all these cubes, everything we've talked about tonight, that's definitely all purchased. I'm not sponsored by any means. I'm sure you can probably tell by the quality and whatnot of the videos, but this is just a hobby. And I would love for it to become more, but as I get better, maybe things will happen. But this is all purchased merchandise, so that's why I feel like I wanted to go over it all, because this is what, after all the research I could do, excuse me, and all the information I could gain and all the videos I could watch and all the everything, this is just kind of what I've come up with. And so that's why I really ask you guys to leave comments and suggestions for cubes, because I would really love to learn some of your guys' favorite cubes that maybe I'm missing out on. I only know what I've found, and it's really hard to test and try every cube, especially older cubes that may not even be for sale or exist anymore. So yeah, let me know if there's anything that you guys just really want to rave about. I would love to hear about it. Yeah, take care. Peace.